Hi guys. All right, so here we are talking about what's going on with the New York Rangers. So Chris Drury has made a couple of moves, some good, some kind of on the fence about. So we'll talk about the depth players he's gotten, kind of like AHL guys. So we have Jared Tenorti, Drayden Hunt. Now Jared Tenorti, big kid there. They got him. I wouldn't expect him to play. He's on defense. I wouldn't expect him to play too much in the NHL. He's more of like an AHL kind of guy. Same with Drayden Hunt. But the reason they went after Jared Tenorti is he's a big, strong guy, big defenseman there on the back line there. So I wouldn't doubt it if we saw him October 13th in the first game against the Washington Capitals. Everybody knows what happened with the Washington Capitals and Tom Wilson and everything with the Panarin incident. And I think after that, it was kind of like a big thing, like, oh, the Rangers don't have big guys. They don't have this. They don't have that. And Chris Drury went out here in the past couple of weeks, and he signed some big guys here.
Yeah.
And Drayden Hunt, we got him from the Coyotes. 25 years old, and he's most likely also going to be a depth player here in the AHL. We'll call him up if we ever, I'm sure these guys will maybe play a few games here and there, but nothing like crazy, like not a lot of ice time, I imagine.
Tenorti, his dad used to play for the Rangers in the '80s, Mark Tenorti.
That's interesting.
So that's nice. I know he probably won't play very much, like you were saying, but that's nice having a son come up to play on the team that the father used to play on.
Yeah, it's kind of like following in his footsteps, kind of, yeah. And then you read the other guy that the Rangers acquired.
Right, Nick Simone. He was acquired because of the trade of Howden going to Vegas. We got instead Nick Simone, the hockey player, not the actor. There's an actor with the same name. When I looked it up, it popped up with a list of movies and the hockey player's face, different people. He's coming up along with the fourth pick in 2022. Okay. That's what we got for Howden.
That's not bad. I mean, the fourth pick isn't bad. I don't know too much about that guy.
Yeah, I don't know how much he'll even play.
Exactly. He most likely would be AHL kind of caliber there. One guy who is going to be playing that the Rangers did get is Patrick Neemah from Colorado. Patrick Neemah most likely will be on the third D pair here. Solid defenseman, big body, good at blocking shots, clearing out in front of the net, clearing the net in front of bodies for the goalie and everything. I wouldn't expect huge numbers from this guy. Last season, I think he had 8 goals, 50 assists. But he's not really there to put up huge numbers. He's more of like crowd control kind of for the goalie.
Yeah, goalies say they love him. I've heard that goalies love him. Yeah, and I hear that not a lot of goalies say that about people, but they love him.
Yeah, I could see why from what I've heard about him. He's just a big defenseman again, which it seems like the Rangers and Drury were kind of going down this road here. Speaking of going down that road, another big guy we got here, and this was the one that I saw last night. The Rangers got Ryan Reeves here from Vegas. Ryan Reeves is one of those guys, not many players are like him still in the NHL. He's one of the old school enforcers here. Like I said, we got him from Vegas, 686 games, 71 fighting majors. He's had 71 fights in just in NHL. God knows what he's done in other leagues. So he's not afraid to drop the gloves here. So, like one of the last really gritty enforcers. He's not out there to score goals. He's not out there to chew up minutes. He's out there to let people know that if you touch the star guys, the young guys, you're going to have to deal with me. That is his role on this team here. He could chip in here and there, but that is primarily why the Rangers went after him, is just to be an intimidator. Yeah. He's an agitator. He can get people off their game. So that was a response to the Tom Wilson thing, and I almost guarantee you they will square off in the first game of the season.
That's what I was going to say. I think quite a few of these guys are in response to Tom Wilson.
Yeah, absolutely. All the big bodies coming in here was after the whole Tom Wilson Panarin thing. Rangers needed more grit. They need this. They don't have strong guys on their team. They're all too small. But I don't want them to focus primarily on that. I don't mind bringing in a big body here or two, but that's not how the game's really played anymore. But you do have to have guys on your team that are willing to drop gloves. And Tom Wilson has been a pain in the ass for fucking I don't know how long. So hopefully Ryan Reeves will take him to town. And so now we're going to talk about some of the questionable moves here, and when I say questionable, that's just from like my point of view. They could work out. The Barclay Goudreau. We got him from Tampa, coming off back-to-back Stanley Cup wins here. Signs a 6-year deal with the Rangers. 28 years old. He can play wing or center. I'm just kind of on the fence about him. I'm not sure how he's going to do. I'm not sure how he's going to fit into the mold here with the lineup for the Rangers. So I'm just, I don't know. Could be good. Could go either way.
I did see him do an interview, and they asked him how he felt 10 days after winning the Cup to be removed from Tampa Bay, and he said it was an experience. But he said that he wanted to get with the Rangers before the free agency thing started. Like, he wanted to sign in with them right away. So, that's good at least.
I was going to say, that's a huge plus there, is that he wants to play with the Rangers. He wasn't just shipped here or was like, oh, okay. He wants to be a part of this organization here. And that could change the whole mindset of a player. I just don't know what to expect from him. He had 2 goals in the postseason last year. I'm not sure how many assists he had.
Well, that was the thing. He said that he brings the experience, that he's won 2
Yes.
Cups. He knows how to get that done. But only 2, but it is the postseason. But still, he was talking very highly, like he knows the key.
I mean, he's probably, coming off 2 Stanley Cup wins back-to-back is pretty epic. And he does take the body. He led the Lightning in hits. He had 111 on the team, so he's not afraid to throw the body around. Again, it could be a good thing. I'm just a little iffy about it, and I'm only iffy about it because, like, another thing is because now Pavel Buchnevich is gone. Pavel Buchnevich goes to the St. Louis Blues for Sammy Baez and a second-round pick in 2022. Again, obviously a huge Rangers fans. We like Pavel Buchnevich.
Yeah.
He was streaky. He was getting streaky, but he was getting hot towards the end there. Not to say he wouldn't be streaky again next season or anything, but when he was good, he was really good. And he kind of fit into that mold there with Zibanejad and Kreider and Panarin. They were all kind of working good together, so it sucks to see him go.
I don't like that he went either. I heard that he was similar to like Lafay and Kako, and it's pretty much the same players, and that they didn't need another one of him. But I don't agree with that. I liked Buchnevich, and I think it would have been nice to keep him.
Yeah. I mean, I knew like maybe he wasn't gonna go. He was on the chopping block. Like obviously, someone's gonna go, a big player. But I was like, I thought maybe they could have held on to him. Honestly, I know they're doing it to free up cap space and everything, and so I wasn't a big fan of that. Another thing, I just feel like there's more things I'm not a fan of than I'm a fan of now that I've read this so many times. Greg McKegg. Bringing in the good old Greg McKegg. He played for the Rangers in the 1920 season. 53 games, I believe. And I was just saying, I don't ever remember hearing his name.
I'm quite sure I remember saying Greg McKegg hurt his leg. And so I'm almost positive that happened. Now I'm starting to doubt myself after saying it, but I think that is, and that may have been why he missed some games, possibly. I have to look into that, but
I'm not even sure, because even if he did play 53 games, I just don't remember him. And I'm a big fan of not getting re-signing players.
Yes.
Which, I think that's kind of, it's only a 1-year deal. We got him for $750K. It's kind of a steal.
Yeah.
So, I just don't know how I feel about that. I mean, obviously I don't feel good about it because I'm questioning it. But
I know you don't like returning players. I know you like to not move backwards. When we were talking about coaches and stuff, Gallant coming, and it was perspective that Tortorella might come back. I know you were a big fan of that because it was just going back to the same old stuff.
Yeah, like I liked Tortorella when we had him, but I didn't. That time has come and gone. It's time to move on. Yeah. So I mean, we'll see what goes on with Greg McKegg here. What a fucking name.
It's a great name.
It's a good name.
It's a great
name. It
name.
needs to be as good as that name.
Yes.
So I was a little iffy on that. But one thing I am happy about is they've re-signed Filipino to a 2-year deal. I really liked Filipino when the season started. He was getting hot. He had some nasty hands. He had some nasty goals. And then he got hurt, of course. He missed a lot of time. He ended up coming back. But he kind of never got into like the full swing of when he started off the season when he was playing very well. The injury kind of slowed him up a bit there, shortened season, COVID, all that nonsense. But I am happy to see him back for 2 more years.
Yeah.
I want to see him on that line again with, maybe like Kako or Kratznoff or even Lafayette, the kid line and all that, all the energy they had. It was fun to watch. They were my favorite line. It was fun to watch them go out there and work the puck in the zone, cycle it, and they worked for their goals. They really did. So I am happy about that. And then on another note here, we have Brendan Smith, who ended up going to the Hurricanes. I'm not even sure what the return on that was. I just saw it in the notes that he ended up leaving. I did like him too, but obviously he was one of the guys that we were going to have to part ways with. Kind of knew he was going to end up going. Same with Howden. If you had to ask me who I thought was going, I was going to be like, well, it's probably going to be Smith or Howden.
Yeah.
So,
both.
yeah. And also, what's his name? Blackwell ended up going to
Oh,
Seattle.
yeah, right.
In the Seattle draft.
Thing.
So, he
Yeah.
was another one. And they probably looked at his numbers and were like, well, Blackwell, maybe we'll see what he could do over here. And I did like Blackwell, and he did prove himself here, but he'll get a chance to shine over in a new franchise. So I
remember when he first came, you didn't even know. You were like, who is this? He popped up in the game before he was even in the real NHL. Right. And, I was like, who is this? But very quickly, he found out who it was. He showed everyone who he was.
Worked his way from the 4th line to the 2nd line when the Rangers were struggling, and Zibanejad couldn't score in the first half. So good for him. Sad to see him go, but appreciate what he did for a short time in New York. I mean, he was turning into the go-to guy at one point when other players were struggling. I think that's it, unless you have anything to add.
I just want to say, I forgot to mention with Ryan Reeves, he worked with Gallant before, so, and they got along well, so hopefully that'll be a nice thing.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
I am interested in the Ryan Reeves situation because, like I said, there's not too many players that play his... that kind of has, left the game of hockey. His style of play. Teams have seemed to, kind of get away from that a little bit. They go for the more skilled... It's gotten faster and faster. Ryan Reeves is still one of those enforcers that are hanging around here. So I understand why the Rangers went after him. So... yeah, a couple of good things here, a couple of bad things. I think what happened so far with Drury is he focused mostly on getting some big bodies in here for the Rangers.
Yeah.
And I think, like we were saying, it was mostly because of that Tom Wilson incident.
Yeah.
And I think there are still some pieces of the puzzle that need to be figured out here going forward. I know the whole Jack Eichel trade is hanging over every New York Rangers fan. Are they getting Eichel? Are they not getting Eichel? Who's getting Eichel? Are they dropping the price for Eichel? If they do get Eichel, is he going to be good? He's prone to injury. He was hurt last year. There's so many things going on with the Eichel thing. I know Buffalo wants him gone. He doesn't want to play in Buffalo. And like you said, if you have a player who doesn't want to play, that really, it stints the player. It hurts the team.
Yep.
The fans don't like it, So I think that's a big thing. And I think they're willing maybe to juggle the price a little bit too, also to get him out of there. So I'm a fan of not getting him, to be honest. I don't think the Rangers need him. I don't see how this Goudreau thing works out first. But he will end up going somewhere by the time the season starts. I know that.
Yep.
So anything to add?
No, I think that's it. I think it's looking good so far, kind of. We're making moves.
Yep. Like I said, it looks like we've decided to go for grit and toughness first, and we'll see maybe if we can get 1 or 2 skilled guys here to fit in to the mold here for the next season. But other than that, we will see you guys next time. Anything happens with the Rangers, we'll update it. We'll figure it out. It might be late, but we'll get there at some point and talk about it. All right, guys. We'll catch you later. Peace. Bye. Let's go Rangers.
Yes, let's go Rangers.